Hello everybody. I thought I'd make this little video to help people who are trying to get these screws out of a brake disc, or a rotor as they call them in the US. I've been an engineer most of my life and did a lot of work on cars when I was young, and we were stuck in COVID-19 lockdown, and I decided to do a bit of work on the cars. So as you can see from this next picture, the passenger side on this Honda Jazz, I mean, not only are the screws seized, but they're completely corroded. About 2 or 3 mil missing off the top of the screw, so the whole of the crosshead's gone. Goodness knows how that happened. We've had this car since it was almost new, and I'm sure it's never had brake discs changed before, so weird. Anyway, I watched a lot of things on YouTube how to do this, and by the way, you can either listen to me or you can read these notes that I've put on the slides here. Either way, it might make it easier to get what's going on. So I saw some guy on YouTube using heat and penetrating oil and impact driver, which I have. So I tried that process, and as you can see here on the bit, it was just bending the bit. I recommend you look at Eric the car guy. He's doing this and comes up with a similar means to me, but he's using an air impact driver, which not many of us have. And one important thing to mention is that I blocked the disc using mole grips and a bit of a spacer here to stop me bending the back plate, and I recommend you block the disc somehow. I was reluctant to take the pads off until I got these screws out, but once I'd done one side, I realized that I could have helped myself by taking the pads off first, and you'll see that later in this show. And I did think about drilling these out. Obviously I started on the easy side, which has still got some semblance of a screw head on it. My brother actually taught me out of drilling it, because there's all kinds of issues. If you have to drill it, you have to drill it, but there's very little left of the screw to grab hold of if you drill it, and likelihood is you would never get that little bit out other than by actually screwing it out through the back of the plate, which is one of the videos I watched. That's what the guy ended up doing. I decided to use a punch or chisel to hit them around the edge, hitting right on the edge of the screw, and I decided to make myself some grooves in the screw heads to be able to have something to hit against, because once your punch slips out of there, you end up running out of screw head to attack. So I made these grooves. I mean, this one on the left here I've already hit a couple of times actually with these punches. These were flat end punches, which I thought would do the job, but just cracked the punch and didn't budge. This has been hit quite a few times, quite hard with these guys, and you can see all the marks are still exactly where I started from. Both these punches were brand new when I started this. This one I'd actually bought especially to help me do this job. What I found, my little chisel that I've had for years. By the way, wear safety glasses when you're doing this, and make sure you've got the car on axle stands, not on a jack of any sort. Luckily I had this cold chisel in my toolbox. It's a 1/2 inch wide by about 6 inches long, and it was able to dig in. I guess if I'd used a center punch rather than the flat end punches, I might have done reasonably well with the center punch, you know, sharp enough to dig into the screw head rather than to bounce out. So hitting around the edge, and you know, because I'd made these two grooves, I had two edges to go at, so I would whack a bit on one side and then whack a bit on the other, and obviously evening the thing out is a better job. I think that's where Eric, the car guy, went mad with his tool and just went on one side, and he ends up screwing the thing off. Here's a little video of me actually hitting it. I think I've already got it loose at this point, but just to be sure that you can see what I'm doing, you don't have to have the thing at too shallow an angle. You're actually hitting right into the screw. This is the one where the screw heads are completely hosed, so it's not actually turning much with the screwdriver at all. I'd found out on this side that by removing the pads and the brake caliper hanger, that you can actually see through to the back, and you can see this little screw poking out the back by about 6 or 8 mil. And so on this side I'd actually soaked the back of this with WD-40 before I started hitting it, and I am sure that helped to get this side off. You can see they took some shifting. Yeah, you're really hitting this pretty heavily, and I'm convinced that cutting these grooves first helped me to get a decent grip on the screw head with the chisel. And usefully, you know, I had these marks so I could see when the thing moved as well, but you can generally feel it. Eventually I had to grab the end of this with a mill grip and get it out, but all well, job done. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps somebody out there. I'm still waiting for new screws to arrive. I just used one of the half decent ones that I got out on each side just to locate them to get the job done, but I'll replace those when these other ones come in the post. Good luck, keep safe, and bye for now.